Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, welcome. So today's video is about fragile masculinity and why it is so important for women, particularly hypergamous women, to understand how delicate a man's ego is and how to use that for your benefit, especially when it comes to romantic relationships and the expectations that come with being coupled up. Because a lot of women are either confused or are completely lost about how men are wired. And a lot of women simply aren't aware of how fragile men's egos are when it comes to women. Now, for educational purposes, an ego or the ego is the measurement of a person's self esteem or self importance. And that measurement can either be high or low or in between. And that measurement can also be balanced, or the ego can be very toxic. And both men and women can have very toxic egos. But many women don't understand how a man's ego operates when it comes to attraction. Attraction is about more than looks, ladies. And women tend to not understand that attraction has layers. Yes, men are very visual, but attraction is more than skin deep. But as women, it is our duty to understand that getting the man that we want is about more than looking the part. And as women, we have to understand that sustained attraction, right? Keeping him interested goes way deeper than a woman's looks or physical appearance, which is why you need to subscribe to this channel. Looks are very important to a man's ego because a woman's looks reflects a man's stature and his ability to impress other men. But attraction and desire and keeping a man attracted to you and getting a man to spend that bag on you and getting a man to invest in you and getting a man to provide for you is about executing seduction and femininity and mystery and intrigue. And that is why when a woman carves herself up like a Halloween pumpkin and gets the fillers and gets the BBL and gets the rhinoplasty and the Brazilian butt lift and gets the tummy tuck and flies herself out to the Republic, right, or Brazil for a mommy makeover without seduction and femininity, a woman's attempt at standing out, right, her attempt at standing out and standing apart from the rest of the herd will only be a temporary fix. But seduction and femininity and intrigue are skills, right? Lifelong skills that improve your feminine allure and your feminine confidence. And they are forever skills that all women should learn, especially if they are interested in sustaining romantic relationships with masculine men who are providers. And this is especially the case if you are a woman who is interested in resting comfortably in your femininity and staying away from men who are comfortable with offering role reversal. Now, the reason why men have such fragile egos is because men are wired to be dominant over women and women are wired to respect strength. This is why men have testosterone. Testosterone is about dominance and power and strength. And this is why men have muscles and why men, for the most part, are physically stronger than us because men are wired to lead and men are wired, ladies, to want to be admired. And this admiration feeds into their egos. And the more a man's ego is fed, the more that man will feel like a whole man, right? Like a whole person. Ladies, men are not wired to want second place or to lead behind a woman or even beside a woman, right? By nature, men are not babysitters or house husbands unless they are fully committed to role reversal. However, masculine men are wired to desire respect and admiration above everything. And when men aren't respected by women, they feel invisible, they feel insignificant and diminished. And when a man feels diminished, he feels powerful. And when a man, he feels powerless. And when a man feels powerless, that man will feel defeated and depressed. And when a man is defeated and depressed, that is a recipe for a man's demise, right? That is when a man starts to fall apart from the seams. And that is the domino effect of how fragile masculinity works. And this is why so many trolls and 50 dusties come to my channel with their nasty, hateful comments because they are defeated and depressed men whom no one respects. So they try to feel powerful by bullying others in the comment section. And these low rank and file men are so hungry and so thirsty for any kind of attention and validation to fuel their struggling, fragile egos. These weak men are so powerless within themselves that they live to blame and project their negative thoughts on women as a source of relief and release and entertainment. Now, The reason why men cannot handle a woman who makes significantly much more than him is because in capitalism and around the world, men are defined by their leadership and the amount of money that they make and their ability to provide for a family. So when a man cannot provide for his family, he is considered a weak person and a weak leader. And a man who is considered weak will be insecure and pretty much worthless. And when a woman is the breadwinner or the provider, it will trigger a man's insecurity and make a man feel diminished and he will feel devalued. And once again, the domino effect will take hold. And as a result, there will be absolutely no reason for that woman to naturally respect that man who makes less than her, or there will be no reason to respect a man who doesn't have the power to give you something that you can already get yourself, right? That you can already get for yourself. And ladies, if a man cannot flatter you or impress you, attraction and desire for each other will die because men need to feel needed, and men are at their best when they are needed, and they are at their worst when they are in role reversal mode. So if you have billions in the bank, he cannot impress you, and never marry a man who cannot impress you. And a rookie mistake that both men and women make is believing that sex can sustain a relationship. But a man who can blow your back out he will only temporarily feel powerful in the bedroom, but eventually that power will wear itself thin, and eventually the BBC will lose its holding power because sex does not sustain attraction or a man's fragile ego outside of the bedroom. And what happens outside of the bedroom influences what happens inside the bedroom. And another rookie mistake that women make is leading with their accomplishments and trying to impress and flatter men when that is a man's job. It is a man's job to impress you, not the other way around. And women do this all the time without realizing how much of a turnoff that is to masculine men and how much of a turn on that is to dusty men, because only dusty men care about your salary and the car that you drive, because dusty men are always willing to plot and plan and scheme on a woman's take home pay. But in the long run, respect is the most powerful engine that keeps a relationship going, and respect and his ability to impress you, not your body type, is what sustains a man's attraction and his ability to feel like a king or a hero in your presence. Because the minute a man starts to feel like a woman in the relationship, he will look for ways to recuperate his manhood, and it won't be pleasant. So that's all I have to say on this for now. As for Travis and Kylie, they're young, they got together, and they made a baby. But there was no way that Kylie could ever keep Travis from cheating or having a side chick or 10, because aside from being a very new to money and getting attention from beautiful women that Travis wouldn't otherwise get if he were pedestrian or regular, and him being only 28 years old and thriving successfully in hip hop, he is absolutely too young to settle. And when it comes to Kylie Jenner, all we hear about is about her infamous family and her lip kits and her billions, and most men and their fragile egos would never be able to stomach being in the background or living in the glare of the Kardashian vortex. And there is no way in hell that Travis Scott is trying to be Mr. Kylie Jenner or her emasculated sidekick. Not now and not ever. So stay tuned for more videos to come, and I will catch up with you in the next one.